Makes you wanna go. Makes you wanna go. Na 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 na. Makes you wanna go.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody today?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
All right. We're all blessed to see another one, and I'm so grateful for that. I want to thank everybody for stopping by to watch Gab with Goldnbronze today. We really do appreciate it. We understand that you could be anywhere watching anything, but you chose to stop in to see what we're gabbing about today. And we're always talking to some great people about great topics, and we have a lot of fun too. But before we do that, we want to tell you about Golden Swan Cadre. That is a domestic 501c3 nonprofit organization that we sponsor, which advocates against domestic violence. But we don't stop there. We advocate for women's health issues, including maternity, mental, self-care, and mindfulness. I would invite you to go to our website, www.goldswancadre.com, or our Facebook page and see what we're all about. If you think that we're a worthy cause, which we think that we are, please donate to us. We'll take anything, $1 to 100, because it all adds up. And what we do is we help women, once they leave the domestic violence centers, start out with their head of household single family journeys. So we really would appreciate it if you could dig deep into your heart and donate something to Golden Swan Cadre. It is greatly appreciated. Now, to the good part. We have this magnificent young lady with us named Jenice Jones. Jenice is founder and president of Just the Beginning Incorporated. They are helping justice-involved women grow for today, transform for tomorrow, and influence for generations. She is a native Tulsan, born in 1964, and has graciously raised two amazing daughters, the oldest with her degree from the University of Oklahoma. And I think that's MHR, mental health. Is that right?
It's human relations.
Okay. She has a master's in human relations and currently employed with the Fortune 500 company in Atlanta, Georgia. And her youngest has a master's in civil engineering from the University of Oklahoma and working for the top integrated construction and design company in Dallas. So you know what? She's raised some wonderful, wonderful children. Not only that, after divorcing from her 13-year high school sweetheart with an ex-husband riddled with addiction, she found herself living in the middle of trauma. In 2012, she decided to return to college and complete her education, as she is now a graduate from the University of Oklahoma with a Bachelor of Arts degree and a Master's in Human Relations, Social Justice, and Change degree. Jenice is currently a PhD candidate from Walden University in Public Policy and Administration and specializing in law. In 2009, she found and became the executive director of Just the Beginning, while committed to volunteering weekly at David L. Moss Criminal Justice Center in the Oklahoma Department of Corrections, teaching healthy boundaries and relationship goals. Jenice is involved in all day-to-day operations of Just the Beginning, along with administrating, being committed to the one-on-one training support and community involvement. And we welcome Jenice Jones to Gab with Goldnbronze. Before we get started interviewing you, do you have anything you would like to say?
I just want to say thank you for that glorious introduction. You made me sound really great. Like, who is that person? Thank you so much, Goldnbronze.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So, Jenice, Just the Beginning, that is your nonprofit organization's name, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I read or heard or something that Oklahoma leads the nation in female incarceration, almost doubling the national average. And 80 to 85% of those ladies are moms. And that's really devastating to hear because Oklahoma also leads the nation in domestic violence. So we've discovered that as well. What inspired you to start this organization in the first place?
Well, just as you stated, in regards to my history of, just coming head to head with addiction in my own life on the other side. So I'm the person on the other side. God called me, and I know it was Him that called me because I wouldn't have endeavored to be a part of this great big journey. And so in 2002, when this is a couple of years after the divorce, because I did find myself in a situation where I had become just intoxicated with the chaos. And so I had to have help as well. So I had to have my treatment. I had to go to groups. And I started going to Al-Anon, and I stayed, and I've had a therapist ever since. So it took all of that for me to say yes when I did found Just the Beginning in 2009. So I founded it with a heart and a passion to serve women who others had counted out of society.
So are you saying that were you incarcerated at some point?
I was not. I was not
Okay.
incarcerated. I was not addicted to drugs. I was just I was introduced to it by my ex-husband.
Okay. All right. So, Mikki, would you like to ask a question? I don't want to just take over the interview. I have a lot to ask her.
I do too, and we have short time in this first segment, but I will ask: do you see a correlation between, let's say, domestic violence and the women who are in the justice area, who are in the situations that you're helping them with?
Of course we do. And by the way, Oklahoma now, as of 2022, I believe the statistic, we are number 4 in incarcerating women instead of being number 1. So there must be some great nonprofits doing great work, including Just the Beginning, to help serve these women and decreasing recidivism.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back with you in just a moment. All right. All right. Thank you for joining us. So, Jenice, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we had to pay the bill. So, as you were saying,
I was stating that Oklahoma is now doing a better job at decreasing recidivism, meaning we are helping women find their purpose and understanding at just the beginning who they are, and who they are supposed to be. And so with that, it decreases their timing of going back and forth into incarceration.
okay.
And
Now,
so,
I
go
know
ahead.
on your website it says helping women heal, the alternative to incarceration. So I was going to say describe what is behind that caption, which you kind of already did, and I think I already know, but for the viewing audience, just elaborate on that just a little bit.
When we say alternatives to incarceration, we mean alternatives. Again, I did talk about recidivism. Alternatives to, for example, in our diversion program, we do diversion and reentry. And so diversion is helping women, in simple terms, not to have to go to prison, because we have a minimum 24-month program that assist them in group therapy. We have individual therapy. We have groups in life skills. We have groups in substance use disorder education. And so we have case management, intense case management. We have a great, wonderful way of holding the women accountable. Those who come to us, they are really, really in a place to where they don't want to go to prison. So when they have to go back to court every month, we advocate for their progress in the program.
Okay, great.
Wow.
Thank you for that.
So,
You're welcome.
so At what point do you enter the picture with the women? Do you enter it when there's some type of alleged crime done, and then they go to court, and then you all go with them? How do they connect with you? How does it
They
start?
they can connect with us. It's a little bit different from when we started 15 years ago. But today, the women will literally come to us as an option, not because the court system required them to come, just because they're looking for a different type of life. They need help understanding themselves, understanding their behaviors, understanding, their mental health, understanding the trauma that they've experienced in their lives. So they come to us to help them navigate their new life. And that's what we do all day long. And so I'm just very, very excited to be a part of that piece. When we go to court, there's no one else in that courtroom who knows what she's been experiencing, progressing, other than our organization. The judge doesn't know, the attorney doesn't know, the DA doesn't know. So we really get to applaud her in her efforts. So we just don't see the charge that she's receiving. We see the person evolving into who they're supposed to be.
Okay, I have a two-part question. I want to just back up a little bit. You're Jenice Jones, MHR, BHCM, and I think that's two I's or whatever. Can you just tell us MHR so people will know your expertise? MHR is what?
Is Masters of Human Relations, and
Okay,
the BHCM2 is a behavioral health case manager.
okay. Now, secondly, I wanted to ask you, you say you go to court with them and no one knows their progress but the case managers and the people that work with them. So I have a daughter that is a parole officer, and they go to court also and states to the judge the progress that this person is making or not. Do you not communicate with their parole officers or their attorneys or whatever, what
Yes,
progress they're making along the
yes,
way?
we do. We
Okay.
do. We send our report, our updated report, to the attorney every month, whenever they're 24 hours before they go to court.
Okay, good, good.
And we do communicate as well with the probation officers, parole officers. So we love collaboration with other entities that are
Mhm.
trying or attempting to help her. I say her because that's who we serve,
Right.
in that larger capacity, help her become self-sufficient, have higher self-esteem, become that mom she wants to become. And like
Yes.
you said, there are 80% women incarcerated who
Yes.
are mothers with children 18 years or younger.
That's sad. That hurts, breaks my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Um, do you have therapists within your organization that help the women, or do you send them out to special therapists for what they're going through?
We have a partnership with an organization called Quest Mental Health and Substance Abuse. And so we assigned therapists to the women, and they
Awesome.
can have their therapy sessions virtually.
So, 2-point question again, and that's piggybacking off of what Mikki just asked you. Does the state pay for the therapist, or who picks up that charge for them?
Well, it depends, because we are partnerships. We are in a partnership with Quest, and that is the state of Oklahoma. I have my certification through the state of Oklahoma. However, there are times where individuals don't have Medicaid. And so we have to provide services to them with or without. And so we
Okay.
have partnerships in other areas to help accommodate that piece.
And you called
No,
it Quest. Is that what you said?
Quest,
Okay.
Quest.
That's an Oklahoma specific Medicaid program.
It is.
Okay, cool.
It
I
is.
just that's this nursing coming out of me here.
That's
So
okay. So I'm an independent contractor. I'm an
yes.
independent contractor with them, and so is our small staff. They are independent contractors as well as case managers.
Okay, my second part to that was your mission is empowering justice, involved women to break cycles while promoting equity and strengthening communities. How do you execute that mission statement? What exactly do you do to execute that?
Our classes, our workshops that they are required to attend, the therapy, the behavioral health that they attend, the mentorship, and sometimes it takes a while. Our program started out as 6 months. As you know now, it is minimum 24 months. If a woman comes to us in dire needs and she has 1 or 2 cases at the same time and trying to get her kids back.
We'll be right back. I'm
discuss.
sorry. All right. We're back. And Jenice, as you were saying,
I was stating there was a time we've had, in a couple of instances, I've had individuals contact me, maybe someone from a church and contact me about a woman that they had who was in dire need of help. And so with our collaboration together, we found a place for that woman. And because of the mental hijacking that she's been through, she went back to her abuser within 24 hours.
and that's so unfortunate to hear because we also have helped women and know of some personally that stay in that situation, knowing that they're victims of domestic abuse or they have come out. And because it was a little rough in the beginning, they went back to their abusers. And so, we don't really say that we failed, but we tried, but sometimes they're under the control of that narcissistic characteristic that is abusing them. And it's so unfortunate. So very, very unfortunate. Mikki?
I'm just sitting here stunned by what I'm hearing. So you were talking about the women who have been incarcerated, who have been victims of domestic violence. Is the incarceration primarily because they didn't protect their children from this abuser, or is it because they tried to protect themselves and injured or unalived the abuser? What are the main reasons they ended up incarcerated because of domestic violence?
Actually, both of those reasons. For I can think about specific instances where a woman was protecting her child, and if they go to trial, you don't have a jury of your peers. If you go to trial and you have a child neglect charge that is integrated with domestic violence, you're going. I hate to say, bless you. I hate to say it, but unfortunately, they're the ones who get punished for it, the abused woman. And I'm not saying there's not men who get abused. I haven't come into contact with that, but I do know that it happens. But in the situation of serving justice-involved women, this is horrendous for us.
It is. And the statistics are double for women than men.
They are.
There's some out there, but the majority are women. Yes.
So with you saying that, are some of the barriers for housing because maybe there's a child neglect charge, or because they're a felon, or things like that? What are the barriers to the housing, and how do you find them housing so they don't have to go back to their traumatic situation?
So the barriers are the labels. And so if the housing entity says we cannot have felons because of the label, because in our world, because you're labeled something doesn't make it so. And so because of the label, they won't allow them to be in regular housing. We have entities that there's no way. And again, I'm going to have to use the name Mental Health Association. They have been pivotal in serving our participants.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow.
So how do they find them housing where do they house them when they find housing? Do they have safe houses? Do they have shelters for these women? And when they're full, they go,
Halfway houses,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
They have apartments. So they don't have they're a nonprofit organization whose mantra is housing
Yeah.
the homeless. And so when you get out of prison, you're homeless. That $50 they give you,
That's all
how
they
long do
do.
Mm-hmm.
they get $50?
Wow.
An envelope with outdated information in it.
$50 and no opportunity with the label felon stamped on their head, which says, "We don't want you here. We don't want you there."
Wow.
That is egregious.
Although you've already served your time. How much more time do you have to serve? Now it's time to prove yourself. And so our goal is to help build their self-esteem so that they can overcome the 10,000 no's that they come across.
The 10,000 no's.
And then in the midst of it, we help them discover their purpose so that they can become the entrepreneur they were already intended to be, always intended to be. And so that's the part that we parade.
Yes.
So you're not going to give us a job. We're going to build up women who are going to provide provision for
Right.
individuals who are justice involved and give them the opportunity.
That's awesome. So, what kind of activities do you do to engage in the community? You do community outreach. Kind of elaborate on what you guys do. Like we do certain things as well.
That is wonderful that you should ask. This
Yes.
Saturday, October 26th, 1 to 3 p.m., we are having our 4th annual Fall Carnival. And we started it. And what we do is we bring organizations together who complement our organization. So we'll have 16, 17 free vendors who will bring raffle items. One has to bring raffle items. Each one has to bring lots of candy. We'll have resources so that people in the community can learn who is there for them. And so we'll have a DJ, we'll have food. We plan for the year. And so, yes, this is coming up this Saturday.
So you'll need to put us on that list for 2025, my dear.
We sure do.
Yes.
Got it. We'll be reaching out.
Do you do other things like volunteer with other organizations or
Yes.
sponsor other excuse me, other organizations or what, stuff like that?
So-
Support other organizations. I can't talk today, Mikki.
Yeah. Yes. Goldnbronze. We recently, last month, we came together with an organization called Center for Employment Opportunities, CEO. They had a hiring event specifically with employers who hire those who are labeled felons. And
Wow.
so as partners, we came alongside, and us and another organization called Justice Link Tulsa. And
Okay, hold your thought. We'll be right back. All right. Thank you for returning. So, please, Jenice, continue.
so with the hiring event, something that was so great and implemented this year, we got the opportunity to do resumes for people who had never had a resume. So we had 4 people on our team. We had our laptops and we created first-time resumes for the individuals.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so did Justice Link. And so it was a great hit. It was a great time to empower individuals, men and women, on their journey. And so it was it was amazing. And so we've committed to doing the same thing next year. It has been where Just the Beginning did their own hiring event, and we did our own hiring event in August. But after being invited to this one, we decided we could do it together. We'll be there to support them and just support the people in the community. You know, we have to be able to be there to give them that hand up every time.
Right. You know, there's a list that gets circulated around here in Texas of all the employers that hire felons. Do you guys have that in Oklahoma?
That list needs to be torn up here. I'm sorry. I'm being very blunt. I like warm handoffs.
Yes.
Okay. And so if we spend, because we have a career development navigator in our office, one of our staff people. And so when we can give them a warm handoff to someone, that's the power of empowerment that takes place. Right. And the same thing with our career development opportunities. We had just had a graduation with those who are graduating. We had 15 graduates.
That was my next question. So you're ahead of me.
We had 15 graduates, and it was amazing. And we get to see people who couldn't make, $12 good, now making $20, $21, $22, $23 an hour. They have to be, in order to be in the program, they have to have had some type of justice involvement.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's awesome. What is your success rate amongst your graduates?
Our success rate, it's really high. Why don't I know that?
Can I tell you what I think it is from my research? And you tell me if I'm right. 93%.
93% is our other program.
Okay.
Okay, the program for the women.
Okay.
This one is, I want to say it's 70 something percent.
Okay, that's still good.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I want to say 74% because I just had to write a grant.
Okay, that's good. All right, Nikki, you have a question?
I'm just.
I know
I'm flabbergasted by this information. But do you see a trend with women who are being oppressed? In a larger way than they would any other sector of the community. Women mostly get the brunt of the punishment for everything, and that's why so many of them are incarcerated. It just takes a little thing, and the women are incarcerated. Is that the way you see it there?
I do. I see it that way, and research study shows that because we are the caregiver, right. And that's how it's seen in the community. And so because we are the caregiver, before we even get the opportunity to find out what happened, because nobody assesses any situation. If a woman just had a baby and a child passed away or whatever the situation, did we find out? Did she have PTSD? Did she have postpartum? We don't know any of those things. We just incarcerate and we label, and forever she is struggling and she never even gets the opportunity to grieve.
So this question, so we know in the male population of incarceration, the percentages of brown and black people outweigh the other ethnicities. Is it the same amongst women incarcerated?
It is.
That's unfortunate too.
It is very unfortunate. And our individuals, what goes on in the house stays in the house. Right. There are times we stay sicker longer. Breaking those cycles, it's really huge for us to help women understand that because you're not doing the thing that you were taught, it's a great thing. so then your children can see a different way.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And so just empowering women is a huge thing, especially because people love crazy parents.
Well, we can't ask for the parent, but we have to love them just the same.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, we can't change parenting, but we can change how we set boundaries.
Right. Right.
We can change what we do engage in, because we have a check-in for holidays, because that's one of the greatest times that women are with their families,
Mm-hmm.
right? The families that help them stay sick.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do a check-in on Christmas Day. We do a check-in on Thanksgiving Day. It's not long. It's just it's a virtual thing, just to let them know, hey, no matter what's going on, and you can leave.
Right.
You don't have to stay. You might be the one that everyone talks about. Well, let them talk to the back of your head as you're walking away.
That's right.
We empower in such a way that has never been heard of before.
Right.
And so we get to do that because of the people that we've served, who come alongside to volunteer, who also have businesses, who have been a part of Just the Beginning. For example, the woman who's over our career development, she was a participant in our program way back in 2013. She went through depression because she couldn't find a job back then.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And so it's just a good place to be, to help people in spite of a charge.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jenice, your organization aligns with ours. I didn't realize that there were so many incarcerated women that are there because of domestic violence. You have given us a wealth of information, and honestly, I don't have enough time to ask all the questions. So we invite you to come back to do a part 2. Just because it aligns so with what we're doing and trying to do, that we would like to expound a little bit on that. If you would accept that invitation, we'll get that scheduled. But we want to thank you for the time that you have given us today. We are running out of it. And I know I had many, many more questions. I'm sure Mikki did as well. So we do thank you. Thank you for taking a few minutes. We know you're working today, but you made a point to be here. And so I greatly appreciate that very, very much. And I know Mikki does as well. So we'll talk to you when we're done to see if maybe we can go ahead and get a part 2 rescheduled. For that, I want you to quickly tell everybody where they can find you in Oklahoma. We're global. So go right ahead.
You can find us on justthebeginningok.org. That's our website. You can email us at info@justthebeginning.org, or you can give me a call at 918-794-8858.
Okay, great. And so I already told you guys about Golden Swan Cadre. Please check us out. I'm going to let my co-host take us on out of here, and we will see you all tomorrow. We have something great for you every single day. So come right back here and see what we're gabbing about.
Yes. I am just so excited we had this conversation today. It's well needed for our community and our world. And thank you again for coming to see us, Jenice Jones. I want to let you know that Gab with Goldnbronze is on Village Global Network Radio. Now we're on every Saturday.
TV and radio, y'all.
TV and radio. BBN radio every Saturday at noon.
Right.
And we're on TV every day. So come back and see what we're talking about the next time.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing you there.
So we're noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is for radio. For TV, wait a minute, it's the same. So
it's the same. Yeah.
Come on back here.
1 Eastern, 12 Central, 11 Mountain, and 10 Pacific Time.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen up for us and come see us.
See you tomorrow.
All right.